Hey everyone! I'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like me to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and I will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I upload trending tool insights.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there.
We've got a stack of sources in front of us today, articles, reviews, analysis, and we're doing a deep dive into a tool designed to help with, well, let's face it, the often overwhelming process of job hunting and interview prep.
Yeah, that tool is Final Round AI.
Exactly.
And our mission today really is to pull the key insights just from these sources, figure out what Final Round AI actually is, how it works, who seems to like it, and, if it lives up to the hype.
Right, because job hunting, it can feel like a total maze these days.
Oh, absolutely. And some of the numbers in these sources, right off the bat, they kind of make you sit up. We're talking like over 1.2 million resumes generated with one feature in just 30 days.
Wow, 1.2 million.
Yeah. And their resource hub, guides, templates, all that. Over 2.5 million users access that in a year. Plus, web traffic is around 588,000 visits a month, mostly from the US.
Okay, those are not small numbers. People are definitely looking for help here.
For sure.
So let's unpack this. Based on the sources, what is Final Round AI fundamentally?
At its core, the sources define it as an AI-powered platform for interview preparation. The main idea is using these advanced language models to simulate realistic mock interviews.
And the hook seems to be personalization, right? It actually tailors questions using your resume, the specific job description you're aiming for.
Exactly. That personalization is key, according to the reviews. And it offers flexibility, too. You can practice via video, audio, or even just text chat.
Different formats, okay.
Yeah, and it covers various job types. PM, software engineering, consulting, data science are mentioned. But it's not just about asking questions. It gives you real-time feedback on your communication, clarity, confidence, and then wraps it up with detailed performance reports.
Okay, so how does someone actually, use it? What's the step-by-step described in the sources?
Seems pretty straightforward. You start by creating an account. You give it your basic details, upload your resume, tell it the role you're targeted.
Setting the scene for the AI.
Right. Then you pick the format, video, audio, chat, and what you want to focus on. Behavioral questions, technical, case study.
You choose the challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You enter the specifics, resume, role, maybe the AI model if there are options, and then you just start the mock interview.
And the AI takes over as the interviewer.
Yep. Asking questions tailored to what you provided.
And the feedback comes when?
During or right after. The sources say it's real time, looking at things like your pacing, clarity, confidence, filler words.
The ums and uhs.
Exactly. And after the session, you get a detailed report breaking down how you did, where you need work.
Ah, okay.
The whole idea is this loop. Practice, get feedback, adjust, practice again.
Improve.
That makes sense for building confidence. What about specific tools? Beyond the mock interviews, what else does it offer according to these sources?
There are several key features mentioned. One is the interview co-pilot. That's supposed to give you real-time tips during the mock interview.
What prompts while you're practicing? Interesting. That's what the sources describe, yeah. Then there are the role-specific mock interviews, really drilling down on questions for your exact job. There's also an AI resume builder and analyzer.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the huge numbers for that one.
Right. It helps create ATS-friendly resumes, flags keywords you might be missing from the job description.
ATS applicant tracking systems, that's huge. Getting past those initial robot screeners is half the battle sometimes.
It really is. The tool also provides post-interview feedback, analyzing tone, clarity, filler words after you're done. There's even a job tracker and auto-apply feature.
Auto-apply. I'd want to double-check those applications.
You probably would. It also has a big question bank, plus resources on things like the STAR method for answering behavioral questions.
STAR situation, task, action, result. Classic technique. Good to have resources on that.
Definitely. And finally, an analytics dashboard to track your progress, and it's all browser-based, no app to download.
Convenient. So, with all that, who is this really for? Who benefits most, according to the sources?
Well, obviously, any job seeker could potentially use it, but the sources specifically call out students and graduates prepping for internships or first jobs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Less experience with interviews.
Yeah, career switchers, people moving into totally new fields, needing practice on different kinds of questions. Also, non-native English speakers are highlighted.
How so?
For improving spoken communication, fluency, articulation. You can practice repeatedly without feeling self-conscious.
That's a really good point. Low pressure practice.
Exactly. And remote job applicants practicing for virtual interviews.
Makes sense. And you mentioned stats earlier about how competitive things are?
Yeah, the sources remind us 118 candidates for one job on average. Only maybe 20% even get an interview. Practice becomes critical just to get noticed, let alone succeed.
And the other stat about companies using AI.
Right, 42% of companies using applicant tracking systems are also using AI in some way. So you might be training with AI to be screened by AI.
Wow, the AI is on both sides now. Speaking of the tech, is Final Round AI trained on, real interview data?
Yes, the sources state it is. Trained on thousands of real interview scenarios, different roles, different industries. It tries to learn actual hiring patterns, what recruiters look for, communication benchmarks.
So it's aiming for realism based on data. What about languages? just English?
Mostly English for the analysis and coaching right now. They say multilingual support is in development, though.
And platforms, web-based, you said?
Yeah, browser-based.
Yeah.
Works on Chrome, Firefox, Safari on Windows or Mac. And optimized for mobile web, too, though no native app yet.
Good to know. And the ATS alignment, does it claim to help with specific systems like Workday or Greenhouse?
It does. The sources say it helps tailor your resume and answers for the keyword scanning and parsing logic those big systems use.
That's fascinating, optimizing for the machine before the human. What communication metrics does it actually analyze for feedback?
It looks at your tone like confidence, pacing speed, clarity, how easy you are to understand, filler words, the ums and ahs, and even sentence structure. Those are the inputs for the feedback.
Okay, that's pretty specific. Now let's get balanced. What are the pros and cons mentioned in these sources? What works well?
Okay, pros. Big one is the personalization, tailoring questions to your resume and the role. That comes up a lot.
That seems like its core value.
Pretty much. The flexibility of format, video, audio, chat is seen as a plus. Getting instant feedback on communication, clarity, confidence is another major point.
Fast feedback loop.
Exactly. Supports a wide range of roles, generates those detailed reports to track progress, and maybe crucially, it's available 24/7. No scheduling needed.
That's a huge practical advantage. What about the downsides? Where does it fall short?
Well, the obvious one is no live human interaction. You can't replicate the spontaneity, the nuance, the emotional connection of talking to a real person.
Can't fake chemistry.
Nope. Also, the free version is very limited, just 5 minutes apparently. Full access needs a paid subscription, which can be pricey.
We'll get to pricing in a bit. Anything else?
Sources suggest it might be less effective for really niche or creative roles where standard questions don't fit. There can be a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
And sometimes the AI feedback can be weird.
Weird how?
Like misinterpreting something you said. The advice is basically treat it as guidance, use your judgment, don't take it as absolute gospel.
Right. Critical thinking still required. Do we have any stories from users in the sources? Real example?
Yeah, there's a positive case study about someone named Aisha Patel, aspiring consultant targeting Deloitte. She apparently struggled with structuring answers.
Oh.
Used final round AI, specifically the interview co-pilot feature, and found it helped her get clarity and precision.
And the result for her?
She got the job at Deloitte. Call the tool a game changer, a virtual coach. So a strong success story there.
That's fantastic. Is everyone that happy with it, though? What's the overall reception?
Well, it's mixed. One source review gave it 4.3 out of 5. Product Hunt has it at 4.7. Pretty positive.
Okay.
But the sources also highlight detailed negative experiences, especially from Reddit threads. People talking about performance glitches, a confusing interface, bad customer support.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, some felt claims were false or the AI responses were just unhelpful. Some even said they switched to competitors like Joptify or Locked-In AI.
Wow, quite a contrast to Aisha's story and the high ratings.
It really is. Shows experiences vary a lot. Although even on Reddit, some users admitted the basic mock interviews and resume scanner were useful, especially for beginners if you managed expectations.
So maybe the core tools are okay, but the overall package or support has issues for some. That mixed feedback is important. What about the cost? You said it's paid mostly.
Yeah, paid. That 5-minute free trial isn't much. Then you've got a limited free tier, a pro plan for $99 a month.
Oof, $99 a month is steep.
It is. There's a 3-month plan for $249 and an annual God mode for about $600.
Pricey. Are there discounts?
Yes. Sources mention discounts for students, veterans, first responders, and people recently laid off. So they do try to make it more accessible for some groups.
That's good. If someone's looking at alternatives, maybe because of price or the mixed reviews, what other tools are mentioned?
A few are listed. JobBridge apparently combines AI and human feedback. Verve AI focuses more on soft skills, emotion analysis.
Interesting.
Interviewer.ai, that's more for companies screening candidates, though. Skillera.ai, skill-based simulations. And Pramp, that's peer-to-peer mock interviews, live one-on-one video with other job seekers.
Pramp sounds interesting, brings back the human element, just fears. Okay, stepping back. AI prep tools, AI screening tools. What do the experts in the sources say about this whole trend? Is this the future?
The general view presented is that, yeah, these AI tools are increasingly valuable, especially for structured practice and getting feedback if you can't afford or access human coaching.
Democratizing practice, essentially.
That seems to be the take. There's a quote from Simon Taylor, former Disney recruiter. He says they're great for mock interviews, practicing realistic questions, but warns, focus on critical feedback, not just praise.
Solid advice. Don't just look for validation. Wasn't there an ethical concern raised too?
Yes. Haifa Modzeni from CIPD, she raised concerns about tools giving real-time answers, suggesting it may cross ethical boundaries, could be seen as cheating, and might misrepresent someone's actual ability. That seems aimed at features like the interview co-pilot.
Right, the real-time help feature. That's a thorny question about authenticity. Did the sources compare AI versus human coaching directly?
They did. Key differences highlighted. Availability AI is $247. Humans have schedules. Cost AI generally cheaper.
Big factors.
Feedback AI is data-driven, instant, consistent. Human feedback is more nuanced, personalized, emotionally aware. Customization AI uses algorithms. Humans adapt conversationally.
That real-time adaptation seems key.
Emotional intelligence AI lacks it. Humans excel there. Learning style AI suits analytical, self-paced. Human coaching suits conversational learners. Scalability AI serves many. Humans are one-on-one or small groups. And technical accuracy AI is precise based on data. Human accuracy depends on the coach's experience.
That breakdown really clarifies the trade-offs. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered a lot about final round AI from these sources. What it is, features like mock interviews and resume help, how it works, who it's for, the good, the bad.
Yeah, it definitely aims to make interview prep more structured and accessible.
The tailored mocks and maybe that co-pilot feature seem like potential game changers for some, like Aisha Patel.
For sure. But that mixed feedback, especially from places like Reddit, is a really important counterpoint. It tells us experiences aren't universal, and AI feedback needs that human layer of judgment. It's a tool, not a magic wand.
Absolutely.
And it leaves us with a pretty big question to think about, doesn't it? With candidates using AI like this to prepare, and companies using AI to screen, how does that change what it means to be authentic in an interview? What is authenticity when both sides are leveraging AI?
That is the question, isn't it? Where does preparation end and performance begin in this new landscape? Lots to consider. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the sources on Final Round AI. We hope it gave you a clearer picture and some food for thought.